Hello my lovelies, welcome to your full moon in Gemini yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nourish Natasha. These two are Jack and Fozzie. We're going to manifest that they behave through this class, but you guys really seem to love them in the last class. So here they are. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. I teach yoga classes for every new moon, full moon, astrology, zodiac signs, plus size bodies, self-love, body acceptance, all that jazz. And yeah, this is our class for the full moon in Gemini. Now this full moon is occurring December 7th through the 8th. So that night between the 7th and 8th, like I said, it is in Gemini. And let's talk about it. What does that mean? What about Gemini? How does that correlate with the full moon? So we know that full moons are about releasing. Full moons are very powerful astrological events that help us release some stuff. Now, specifically in the sign of Gemini, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. That's the planet of communication. Gemini rules the throat chakra. And in the body, Gemini rules everything we have two of, because Gemini is the twins, specifically in the upper body. So our hands, wrists, arms, shoulders, and lungs. So again, those things that we have two of in the upper body. Like I said, Gemini is the twins, and in the tarot, Gemini is ruled by the Lovers card. And if you look at the Lovers in the tarot, its mirror image is the Devil. So while the Devil is the card of Capricorn, the Lovers and the Devil are kind of like twins in the tarot. It's opposite energy, right? The Lovers would kind of be like the light, the Devil would be like the dark. And I feel like that concept of duality has been coming up for myself a lot recently. If you're in my YouTube membership here, we're doing a shadow work journaling challenge for the month of December. If you'd like to join, you can just hit that join button on the video or on my channel. We do live yoga, live tarot, and then challenges every month. We have a Discord. It's super awesome. It's only $9.99 a month, but I digress. So we're doing a shadow work journaling challenge in my membership, and shadow work has just been something that's been coming up a lot for me recently, and I feel like for the community as well. And that's kind of what this full moon in Gemini is all about, the light and the dark, right? That concept of duality. What did I write? I wrote, honor your human side. You know, we're all human. We all have a shadow, right? We all have a dark side. And the more you try to deny it, the more you try to resist it, the kind of bigger it grows. So shadow work isn't about getting rid of the shadow. It's about accepting your shadow, working through the shadow, learning to live with your shadow, healthy coping mechanisms, all that jazz. And like I said, Gemini does rule communication. We have a Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini right now also, so lots of fiery, kind of aggressive communication. That's kind of what this full moon is going to bring up as well. The things that I wrote down were get things off your chest. So if there's something you need to say, something you need to do to kind of just feel that sigh of relief, do it. I also wrote release before you explode. If you feel like you've been kind of holding things in, this full moon is going to bring that really explosive energy. If you're like holding that stuff, get it off your chest, right? We want to get it off our chest. So we're going to be focusing on that, you know, some really deep breathing, kind of sighs of relief. We're going to focus on that upper body, focus on opening the shoulders, opening the heart. I think that's all I want to say. Now for my classes, I want you to set yourself up for success. Have any props that you need nearby. I have my blocks here. I have a strap. I'm going to be cueing some stuff with a strap, or at least giving that as an option. You don't have to have a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a towel or a blanket. But I'm going to try to offer as many variations as possible to make this class accessible as possible. So with that being said, I think we're ready to get started. So we are going to get started seated. My dogs are being so cute and behaving themselves for once in their life. So we're going to hope that this lasts for the rest of class. We're going to start seated on our mat. So easy seated pose means something different for everyone. For me, I like to sit with my legs crossed. Take some time to scooch out some goodness out from underneath you so you really feel those seat bones grounded into the mat. We really want to ground during this full moon because that air, Gemini, chaos energy is going to be really powerful. So getting some grounding in. Now again, you can sit in any way that feels comfortable for you. Easy seated pose can be legs crossed, legs extended. You can sit on a pillow or a bolster or a block. Do what feels right for you and your body. And once you come to that seated position, you can place your hands on your legs, on your knees, palms facing down for grounding. You can close your eyes if you'd like, if that feels good. And we're just going to bring our awareness to this moment, to the right here, to the right now. And how do we do that? It's with our breath. So start to notice your breath as it goes in and out. On the inhale, maybe feeling those shoulders rise, the chest expand, the belly expand. And on the exhale, maybe feeling a gentle release, gentle grounding deeper into the mat. And focusing on that breath, that air energy. Again, Gemini is an air sign. I like to visualize my breath. So literally in my mind, I picture my nostrils and I watch that air go in and I watch it go out. I use that as a tool to bring myself to my mat, to my space. And as you start to ground and practice self-awareness here, start to go inward. Start to take inventory of the mind, the body, the soul. Do a full body scan, a mental scan, an emotional scan, and ask yourself what comes up. Identify those constraints, blockages, tensions, and notice that all those things are kind of part of our shadow, part of that dark side inside of us. Those limiting beliefs, those tensions, those blockages. And instead of judging ourselves for them, instead of being mad at ourselves for having those things, I want you to try and practice non-judgment, acceptance, non-attachment. Just noticing those things, acknowledging them, and letting them pass you by, not giving them too much energy, just being aware. And if you find yourself getting perhaps too attached to one of those things, I just want you to take a deep breath. And on the exhale, just let it go. Now we're all going to do some deep breathing here together. Really fill up those lungs, tap into that Gemini energy. So I'm going to count us through some 5-part breath. Just listen to my voice and breathe. We're going to inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You continue to count those breaths in your mind if it feels good. And just remember those deep inhales and exhales through this practice. If you'd like to set an intention for our practice today, you may. The intention that I offer up is just, I release. You can just say it just like that. If there's something specific that you'd like to release, you can say, I release blank. I encourage you to say it out loud, activate that throat chakra, say what you want to release. Let's do that with one more big deep breath, really big inhale in through the nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. Exhale, deep sigh of relief. You can allow your breath to return to normal. We'll start to invite in some movement here, maybe wiggle those fingers, rub those fingers against each other, start to wake up the body, bring your awareness back into the body. You can open your eyes if that feels good. We're going to start to get into this upper body with some shoulder rolls. We're going to start with one arm, we're going to do both sides, then we're going to do both arms. So starting with your right arm, you're going to lift that hand up off your leg, and you're just going to start to roll this shoulder back. It's almost like you're drawing a circle with your elbow backwards. Now, if this feels good, maybe you want a little bit more, you're going to reach this hand to this shoulder and then start to draw those circles with your elbows. This will make it a little bit more intense. And you can make these circles as big or as small as you want. And if you want to feel it even more, release that hand from that shoulder and just, now you're going to draw circles with your hand and make them really big. Again, different steps here. If you maybe have really tight shoulders or a shoulder injury, I want you to just stay right here, or you can make them bigger. And breathing as we take these shoulder rolls backwards. Really getting into that full shoulder girdle. Now I want you to pause when your arm comes down and then reverse direction. So now taking that arm forward. Again, you can start with just maybe a little elbow action. Maybe you want to reach that hand to your shoulder. Maybe you want to make it nice and big. Breathing here. Throughout this practice, just taking really big, deep inhales and exhales. Now go ahead and gently release that right arm. We'll take it to the other side. So starting with that left arm, again, just gentle shoulder rolls forward like you're drawing a circle with your elbow. Maybe starting small. Maybe you want to reach that hand to that elbow, start to make them a little bigger, or the shoulders, sorry, start to make those elbow circles a little bigger. Maybe you want to extend the arm and make them even bigger. Breathing here. The next time your arm is down, take it in the opposite direction. I think I went the wrong direction the first time, but whatever the opposite direction is, take it in the opposite direction. Maybe start small, and then make those shoulder rolls bigger. The energy has been very chaotic lately. I feel like Gemini is a very chaotic kind of air energy. I love it. Love my Geminis. Sometimes we need that chaos, right? And go ahead and gently release that arm down. Your hands can come back to your legs. Now we're going to take double shoulder rolls. So we're going to start going backwards. So our shoulders are going to squeeze forward, then up to our ears, inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back and down, exhale. So forward and up, inhale, back and down, exhale. Starting off with some little baby shoulder rolls here, keeping it small. Then ask yourself, do I want to make this bigger? Do I want to kind of get those arms involved here? I like to think of this kind of like unfurling wings when we're going backwards. And again, you can keep it small or you can make them big. Listen to your body. What would feel good for you? Breathing, nice big deep inhales and exhales. And gently start to make these movements smaller. And then release those hands down and we'll take it in the opposite direction. So we're going to go forward now. So I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back and then up, inhale, forward and down, exhale, squeeze them back and up, inhale, forward and down, exhale. Now same thing here. If you want to make these movements bigger, you can. Connecting to your breath, to that air energy. Gently making these movements smaller until you want to release those hands down. Now, if your legs are crossed, I just encourage you to cross them the other way, just so we can kind of get even here. So the other leg goes on the bottom, the leg goes on top. And you can bring your hands to your sides, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips. We're going to do some deep breaths here, some heart opening breath. We're going to inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, you're going to goalpost the arms, lift the chin, open the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. One more. Inhale, really reach. Exhale, really open the heart, lift the chin. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release those hands down. Now we're going to take some side bends here. I'm going to release my right hand down to the mat. I'm going to inhale my left arm up and open. Now I'm pressing this left hip down, keeping my chest open to the ceiling. And breathing really deeply into this side body. Now I'm not going to release just yet. I'm going to inhale, pull my left arm back. Exhale, rounding forward like I'm going to thread the needle with this left hand under the right, opening up the back of the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And exhale, release to center. We'll take it to the other side. So now my left hand comes down. I inhale my right arm up and open, pressing this right hip down, keeping my chest open to the ceiling. Breathing into this right side body. I'm going to inhale, pull that right arm back, opening my heart even more. Exhale like I'm going to thread the needle, round forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, go ahead and release. Now we're gently going to take it to a tabletop. So transitioning slowly from seated to our hands and knees. Shoulder, elbow, wrist will stack. Hips will stack over the knees. And we're going to go right into our cat-cow flow here. So we're going to inhale, lift the chin, open the chest, arching the back. Exhale to round, dropping chin to chest, doming out the shoulders. Inhale, open. And exhale, rounds. Now I encourage you to flow to your breath, so linking breath to movement. And take really big, deep inhales and exhales here. Tap into that air energy. Maybe make them audible breaths. Just flow about 5 to 7 more of these on your own breath, linking your breath to movement. Remember, you can do anything that feels good here. Maybe you want to take it from side to side, maybe some full body rolls. Listen to your body here, my friends. Gently finishing up your last round, returning to a neutral spine. Now we're going to continue to open up those shoulders at heart here with some tiger pose. Now I'm going to give you a ton of options here. Option number 1 is to grab your strap because we're going to be reaching for our feet. So we'll start with the right hand and the left foot. So maybe wrap that strap around your left foot. So you'd wrap it around your foot so you can grab that strap with your right hand. Again, just an option. I'm going to give you a ton more options if you don't want to do that. So next option is you're going to lift this right hand and you're going to reach it around. So like you're reaching back behind you, you're going to open that heart, gaze over that right shoulder. This is option number 1. Option number 2 is to also lift that left leg and point that foot up to the ceiling. You do not have to reach your foot. This is where the strap can come in. Okay? Last option is to grab the top of that left foot and then pull it open and back. You're really pressing the top of that foot into the hand, pulling that shoulder back, gazing over that shoulder, And breathing here. Again, this is fine. Strap is fine. You don't even have to lift up that foot. Do what feels right for you and your body, and breathe. Now when you're ready to release, you're going to do so gently, no slingshots, and slowly release back down to the mat. Now we're going to take this to the other side. So option here to reach around with that left arm, gazing over the left shoulder. Maybe wrap that strap around that right foot. Option 2, lift up that right foot like you're reaching for it, does not have to touch. Option number 3 is grabbing the top of that right foot and pulling it back. Now you're going to find some balance here, engage that core. It's okay if you fall. Really pulling that shoulder back, maybe gazing over that shoulder, pushing the top of your foot into that hand, and breathing. When you're ready to release, doing so gently, no slingshots, releasing down, and go ahead and shake it on out for me. Now we're going to find ourselves to a child's pose. I know that was a little intense. We're going to open those knees as wide as the mat, sink the hips down to the heels, extend those arms out, drop that chest down. Breathe here. This is our counter posture, our grounding posture. Maybe squeeze the mat with your fingertips or lift up all 10 fingers and release them back down. Taking some deep inhales and exhales here. Ask yourself, what am I releasing? Say it out loud, release it here. And gently, when you're ready, we're going to inhale to rise just a little and exhale to release down to your stomach. Again, take your time, moving slowly with intention. Now we're going to continue to get into these shoulders here. I'm going to move some of my stuff out of the way. We're going to start with either side. I'm going to demo on the left side so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm extending my left arm straight out from my shoulder. If you have a shoulder injury, maybe skip this one or don't go as far. So I'm extending my left arm out straight from the shoulder, and I'm going to start to roll over onto my side. Now you do not have to go very far. You could literally go this far. You can rest your head on a pillow or a block, or you can rest the head on the ground. You can use this right hand to help, so that right hand plants, and you kind of use it to press yourself over. Again, you can just come gently to the side, or you can kind of roll over, bring this right foot over, and really get into that left shoulder. If you want it even more intense, you can bend in the elbow of this arm, so come to like a goalpost, just like this. However, I have very tight shoulders, very tight chest, so I will not be doing that option, but you totally can. And we're going to breathe here. I know this is an intense one, my friends. Take some deep breaths. For an intense full moon, we have to have an equally as intense class. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, gently release your body back down. You can release that arm. We'll take it to the other side. So now I'm going to extend my right arm out, right from the shoulder. Maybe use this left hand to help. Pressing my body over. Again, you can use a block or a pillow underneath your head if you'd like. You do not have to lift this left leg. You can stay right here. But if you want a little more, that will help. If you want to bend into the elbow of that right arm, you can. And just breathe here. This is one of my least favorite postures, but sometimes we gotta do it. Taking a big inhale here. Exhale, gently releasing back to the mat. And slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We're gonna flow through some low cobra. So my hands are underneath my shoulders, my elbows are squeezed into my sides. I'm gonna press into the mat. Inhale, just lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now, option to continue to flow through these low cobras, or if you'd like, flow through some high cobras. So if you want to go for the high cobra, you're going to bring the hands back. So palms are pressed into the mat, a little bit behind the shoulders. And then we inhale, press all the way up to a high cobra. So straightening the arms, lifting the chin, opening the chest. Exhale, release. Remember, you can stay in your low cobra if you'd like. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale. Now on your last inhale, you're going to gently press up. And then exhale, find your way to your child's pose. So knees open as wide as the mat. I sink my hips back to my heels. Then I extend my arms out again, a counter pose, a grounding pose. When you're working on intense back bends, it's important to have some counter folds. We're going to breathe and we're going to release here again. Ask yourself, what am I releasing? Say it out loud. I am releasing blank, or just I am releasing. Breathe deeply here. And ground yourself into the mat. Maybe squeeze the mat with your fingertips. Maybe lift up all 10 fingers and release them back down. And gently, when you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to rise. I encourage you to grab your blocks if you have them, if you'd like to use them in your low lunge. If you don't have blocks, totally no worries. You can also use old books if you'd like. So I'm going to come to stand on my knees. Now, you can put a pillow or a blanket underneath your knees or double up on your yoga mat underneath your knees. We're going to do some low lunges here, get into the hips a bit. So I'm going to step out with my right foot. My knee is going to come over my ankle. It's not going to go past. I'm going to press this left hip flexor down, and I can bring my hands to the blocks to either side of that right foot. Or if you'd like, you can rest on the thigh. You can rest the hands on your hips, or you can inhale those arms up. Whatever feels best for you and your body. Pressing this left hip flexor down, keeping the hips square to the front of the mat. Chin is lifted, chest is lifted, wherever you are. Breathe here. Now take a big inhale. Exhale releases the hands to the blocks or to the mat. And then I'm going to move my hands back and straighten my front legs. So I'm going to flex those right toes back towards my face, finding a half split, and counter stretch for that lunge. Chin is lifted, chest is still lifted, breathing deeply. Inhale, gently coming back to the lunge, pressing hands into blocks or into the mat. You're going to step that right foot back, release. We're going to take it to the other side. So now I'm going to come to step my left foot out, then into that knee over the ankle, doesn't go past the ankle, pressing that right hip flexor down. Hands on either side of my foot on the blocks or on the mat, or perhaps my thigh, perhaps my hips, perhaps I reach my arms up. Wherever you are, lift the chin, open the heart, open the chest. Breathe here. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, hands come down to the mat or to the blocks. Move those hands back, straighten that front leg, flex those toes back towards your face, half splits. Breathing deeply here, chin is lifted, chest is lifted. On the next inhale, coming back to the lunge, hands on either side, either on the blocks or the mat, press into them and gently release that foot back. Now you can gently come to a seat for a moment. We have our final posture before we start to cool down, and that is going to be a camel pose. Now, we're going to do a bit of a variation of camel's pose. This is a heart opener, but we're going to incorporate some of those shoulder rolls into this posture. So we're going to do a variation of camel's pose twice, and then we're going to hold it and do some shoulder rolls. So get these blocks out of the way. Again, I'm going to come to stand on my knees. My knees are about hips distance, perhaps a little wider. Again, place a pillow or blanket underneath those knees or double up on your mat. My hands are going to come to right where my hips meet my spine. So right on top of the hips, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back behind me, and I'm going to squeeze those elbows back. And I'm going to start to inhale here. Exhale, lift the chin, open up the heart, press the hips and the heart forward, finding this back bend. You're dropping the head back. You don't have to go super far. Listen to your body, what feels good. Now I'm going to start to inhale to rise very, very slowly. Exhale, slowly come to a seat. Release. We're going to do that one more time. And then we're going to add on some stuff. Again, move slowly with intention. This is an intense posture. I don't want you to fall or pass out. Don't worry, it doesn't happen that often, but that's why we move slow, right? So, bringing my hands to squeeze my hips, squeezing shoulder blades behind me, squeezing elbows behind me. I inhale here, exhale, I gently press those hips forward. Open the chest, lift the chin, drop the head back. Maybe you can find that you go a little deeper this time. And then I gently start to inhale, lift. Slowly, 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 exhale, release. All right, my friends, we're going to do that one more time and incorporate some shoulder rolls. So, coming to stand on the knees, hands come to hips, squeeze those shoulders, those elbows behind you. Inhale here, exhale, start to find that camel. Maybe don't go as far this time because we're going to do a little something different. We'll start with the right arm. So release that right arm from your hip. And I want you to take these shoulder rolls back with this arm. You can do it with your hand touching your shoulder with the elbow circles, or you can take nice big shoulder rolls back with that arm. Again, you do not have to release super far deep into that camel's pose. Now maybe do a couple forward. Gently release once you've evened out. And we'll take it to the other side. So that right hand comes to the hip, left arm releases now. And maybe we take some shoulder rolls here. Again, finding your shoulder roll, what feels best for you. Still in this camel pose. Maybe opposite direction. And maybe release. And then gently inhale up and exhale. Sit on down. Well, that was intense, friends. I swear we're done with the crazy stuff. You can go ahead and release to a seat on your butt. We're going to find our way to our back. Take your time, moving with intention, releasing down. You can take a block with you. We will find a supported shoulder stand or a supported bridge. And you have the option, if you do not have a block or you'd like to flow with a bridge, you can. So you're going to bend into your knees. Feet bottoms come to the mat. My heels are going to come close up to my butt. Option 1 is to do 3 to 5. Inhale, lifting the hips, and then exhale, releasing. I also give you the option to inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms up overhead, and then exhale, release both. Or if you'd like to come with me, I'm going to take my block. I'm going to inhale my hips up enough to scoot that block right underneath my sacral area. And now you can keep your hands on either side of you, but I'm going to inhale my arms up overhead and continue to open up this upper body. Now, find what feels good for you. If you want to flow, flow. If you want to breathe here, breathe here. Wherever you are, I encourage you to take big, deep inhales and exhales. Fill those lungs all the way up. And then exhale. Let it go. Get it off your chest. Release some stuff. Nice, big, heavy sighs of release. Now, option to stay right here, or option if you'd like to take a supported shoulder stand or your regular good old-fashioned shoulder stand. If you're here on your block, you're going to stay right there, draw the knees into the chest, and just straighten those legs to the sky. Again, option to take that shoulder stand here or a plow pose if you'd like. We're just getting the blood flowing in the opposite direction. Maybe point and flex the toes, roll out the ankles. You can also roll out the wrists. Gently, when you're ready to release, pulling the knees in, dropping the feet down. Lift your hips up just enough to get rid of that block. And release down. I will just take some final twists here. So I'm going to bring my arms out to a T position. I'm going to draw my knees into my chest. Inhaling here. Exhale, dropping those knees over to the right. Perhaps gazing over the left shoulder. And breathing into this release. Twists are great for releasing. If you imagine when we're here in a twist, it's kind of like when you twist out like a wash rag and all that water comes out. It's kind of what we're doing in the body here. So I encourage you to take some big, deep inhales and exhales. Again, just get it off your chest. Release before you explode, whatever it is. Just heavy sigh it out. Gently inhale everything back to centered. Exhale, drop those knees over to the left. Perhaps gaze over the right shoulder. And again, release, breathe. I'm pretty sure this is our last full moon of 2022. 2022 has been a rough year, friends. I want you to just release it all right here, right now. also believe we start 2023, we end 2022 and start 2023 with a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So y'all better release now. And gently inhale, come back to center, and exhale, release. Now, if there's any final posture that you find that you need for your practice, I want you to go there. If you're ready to find your Savasana, you can also go there. Maybe you want to just take up all the space on your mat, let your arms and legs spread out on the mat, take up space. I like to bend my knees and kind of knock them in together and just press my low back into the mat. If you have low back pain, that can be helpful. I just encourage you to take up space. You can close your eyes if it feels good, and I just want you to breathe here. Really big, deep inhales and exhales, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. And gently you can bring your awareness back into your space and back into your body. Maybe wiggle your toes or wiggle your fingers. Maybe roll out your wrists or roll out your ankles. Gently making those movements bigger until you want to draw the knees into the chest, taking your time. You can keep those knees open to honor and make space for the belly and thighs. You don't even have to pull the knees in. You can just kind of hang out here, maybe rock from side to side. Massage out that low back. And when you're ready, just gently dropping to one side, using your bottom arm as a pillow, finding your fetal pose. One last deep sigh here. And gently you can press yourself up to a seat, any seat that you find comfortable, taking your time. Bringing your hands to either side of you, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips. Inhale, reaching those arms up, taking all this energy we just created. Exhale, bring them back down. One final release. Inhale, arms come up, brings the palms together to touch. Exhale, draws it to the heart center. The light and love in me honors the light and love in each of you. We bow to our practice. Thank you. Thank you so much for flowing with me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you release under this full moon. If you would like to do a full moon workshop live with me, you want live yoga, live tarot, shadow work journaling challenge, a yoga challenge in January, be sure to join my membership here on YouTube. If you'd like to come to magical locations with me, like Salem and Joshua Tree on a retreat, I have very limited spaces left for both of those retreats coming up in 2023 if you want to do something for yourself and take an all-inclusive vacation with me, led by yours truly, I definitely recommend doing that. They are incredible, amazing. I also have courses. I have a group coaching program called Nourish Your Life. I have so many things. I will link it all in the description box below, or you can just continue doing my free classes here on YouTube. I'll always have those. I hope you have a wonderful full moon. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. And I think that's it. Look at that. My dogs behaved the whole class. Unheard of. They're just sleeping little babies. So we'll take it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the year. I think we got another new moon in there somewhere. So I'll probably see you there. But have a wonderful full moon, my lovelies, and I'll see you next time.